In the following video, we'll be looking at tracking your project. This includes describing what is a project baseline, as well as creating a baseline. When tracking your project, you can compare what actually happened with what you estimated would happen. And in project management terms, this is called actuals and estimates. And it's good to regularly track your project to see how far your project has deviated to what you originally said would happen. And you can set project baselines as a way of supporting this. A baseline is a snapshot of the project at a particular point of time. For example, you can set a baseline after your planning phase, and then once your project is completed, you can see how far your project has changed from what you originally planned. So in project, you can set up to 11 baselines, and it completely depends on the project itself how many baselines you need. For a shorter project, you tend to only have one or two baselines. For a longer project, you may have a few more. But to set a baseline, you need to go into the project tab, and under set baseline, click on Set Baseline. And this will bring up the Set Baseline dialog box. So for this project, I want to capture what I originally planned would happen as my baseline. So in this drop-down menu, I'm going to just select the first baseline. I'm going to select it for the entire project, and then I'm just going to press OK. So now I've created a baseline for my project, and to view this you can go up to the Format button, and if you go down to Baseline you can select the baseline which you saved. So you can see in the Gantt chart now the dark grey box is your baseline and your actual task is the blue bar above. So if, for example, your start date of the task actually happens a couple of days later. So if I click on the 28th, you can see now in the Gantt chart that the baseline has stayed the same, but the task has moved. And to see that a little bit clearer, you can click on this slippage button here. I click on the baseline I've set. You can see the difference between the baseline and the actual task itself. So that gave you a little bit of insight on how to start tracking your project using project baselines.